Hello and welcome to Summer Sparking Good Time. So today we're going to be working on Burnt Rose by Cris Ortega from Diamond Art Club. Now, I have finished the bottom 3 rows, which took me up mm, to about to the bottom of her lip. And so now I have flipped it over and I'm working on this bottom section here, or this top section here. So it's orientated in this direction. As you'll see right here is her hand here. Okay? Now, I tried filming a WIP and chat the other day where I went over some of the ways I work to be a little faster, and said I didn't have sound. So as of right now, I have lights on and everything. Now this WIP and chat's going to be slightly different because I can only go out. Oh, hold on, things are in my way. Throwing things. I can only go to right about there because I'm going to actually be working the entire width of this canvas. I have the entire bottom row cover pulled up. I have my really cute new release papers that Allison bought me. They're from Crafts with Crashly, I believe. And it's the Steampunk Love set. And I use these not to separate my canvas, but as a place to put my hand or to put my tray while I'm doing things. Now, I always normally start if the kit has 310 with 310, especially if they use the typical Diamond Art Club 310 symbol, which is a black square with a white dot. And I do that first. I don't know why, maybe because of all the handle lands I've done, but that is what I do. It's always the first color I go for. And so what I'm going to do is everything from this side of the paper over that's this color I'm going to do. And then I'll show you what I do next. And we'll see what you think. We'll see what you think about me. Because I don't see a lot of people working the way I do. Now, this isn't how I work all the time. It's only when I'm wanting to work on multiple sections at the same time. Like if I know it's just a normal day and I just want to get my sections for the day done, I will just do one section. But I knew I had a whole day off and I knew I had some other things I wanted to do that are not on the lineup. So I, yesterday evening, did up through 16 sections on both Sleeping Beauty and Rainy Day Mermaid. So now I need to do this one up to there's 16 sections completed. So that would take it up good as far as tomorrow and the month in a glance style. So then I can work on the other projects that I would like to work on in my head. They're in my head to work on, but I needed to make the time. And this is similar to how I worked on the February section of Avatar when I just did the 310 all the way across and then literally color by color the entire width of the canvas is what I was doing. And I've done this before on other kits. It's how I do most of my 30 by 40s or smallers. Are there any more 310 symbols in this area? No. So I'm going to set this side. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to move it over. And I'm going to do the 310 in this section. Because the amount of time we spend switching our drill color is more than you would actually think. Because you have to shake your tray, you got to put everything up, and most of us are a little bit OCD, so it takes a minute. Put everything back the way it was. So by doing this, you're actually saving yourself quite a bit of time. So if you're someone who feels like you can't get a lot done, this might be a approach you could take. Because even if I don't finish this entire thing, I haven't removed the cover paper. I can just fold it back over. I You can just fold it back over and it be protected. It's like I am not worried about that at all. Oh, I flipped that. I felt it. Guys, now I can hardly see the black drills with my eyes. And then when I have like the ones that are this in a diagonal, I just put the amount of drills on my multiplacer and go at an angle. So I'll put that one there and then these two here. Sometimes it can be a little harder if I'm trying to do 2 and 2 and it might not work, but we'll try it. Come on, get off. I did it. Okay. And I missed. I missed on that one. And my aunt is here, and so of course they said, that'll make me crazy. They suddenly got loud in the other room. Oh well. If you hear background noises, I'm sorry. My mom and my auntie are getting loud in the other room. And so this just seems to be an approach for me where I feel like there's less time switching it up, more time actually getting drills on canvas. And I'm super excited to be using the new release papers because I've been using the Jaded Gym Shop double-sided big sheets. They're like 5x7s. And but this one looks pretty. I was like, oh, well, I can showcase my new present and show you guys one of the methods I use to try to conserve some time. Now, if you try this and you get overwhelmed, just go back to how you normally do it. It's not a big deal. There is no right or wrong way to diamond paint. But this is just a way I've discovered where I feel like I'm doing less transitioning in between. And excuse my squeaky chair, we all know. I'm going to fix my tray because I bumped it. So I hope everyone's had a good week. I was so surprised that one, the witch's hat that reminded me of the spiral from Ivy Dolmore, but with darker colors like the blues and blacks, was the first kit that's, well, the second kit that sold out. The first kit that sold out was the Yumi Arts. That went like it was on fire, sold out. Is that it? That's all that's in that session? Put that back over here. I was like, whoa. My only problem was that witch one, it just reminded me a lot of the Spiral by Ivy Dolmore. And I was like, I just did that one. I don't know if I want to do this one. And now Dip is angry. I don't know why. Sorry. When she gets mad, she likes to come right by my window so she knows that I know. Or, yeah, so she knows that I know that she's angry. Something is wrong out there. Mom, come look. That's what it feels like. Just so she knows I know. And she's doing her job. I did one too many. Take that. Thank you. And so this is just one of the methods I've learned that helps me, especially like if I'm like wanting to move ahead on my data glance, or I got behind because I wasn't able to diamond paint one day. Oh, I have too many drills in it. I'm like, what is happening? You picked up 5 instead of 4. That's why. I'm like, what is going on? So I've had a fairly decent week. Trendy had her appointment in San Francisco with the new cardiologist who wants to put her on a different beta blocker. Trendy used to be on propanolol, but due to her low blood pressure because of the POTS, or postural orthostatic tachycardia, um, they decided they wanted to take her off those because, yes, it was helping her heart slow down, but it was also lowering her blood pressure, and we can't really afford for her to have any lower blood pressure. Since her already has low, like 100/50 is standard for both her and me. Like when she's nervous, it's like 110/55. When she's in pain, we might see 120/70. Like when we thought she was dying in June of last year, I think it was like 130 over 130/89 or something, and everybody was like, "Oh no!" Okay, so as far as I can see, I have now completed all the 310 in this entire section. So I can now change my drill out. Now what I think I'm going to do next, and I know this is going to sound crazy, is I'm going to go after my red fairy dust because that's where I'm going to go. And it's the spade symbol. And there's not going to be a lot of it, but the symbol jumps out at me. I think because I love the way it's working out. So there's none over in this rose, but we do have some in this rose. And then when I'm doing this, a lot of times what you're hearing is my pinky is touching and holding my pen up off. It's not my whole hand I'm putting on the canvas. It's just the pinky. So don't be like, oh my gosh, no, it's just the pinky. Just my pinky touching. A lot of times it's just the actual pinky nail. Okay. And this is just a way of reducing the amount of time it takes you between colors. And you will be surprised if you try this. If it were me, I would try it your first time on a smaller canvas. But it is a way to reduce the amount of time you're changing things up as opposed to actually diamond painting. Would also suggest you start with your most dominant color, like the most prevalent color, the way you have the most symbols of first, as opposed to what I'm doing. Because that way you have this is a very heavy like line blocking section, so it's hard to say which color is the most prevalent. But like if I was doing it had a lot of color blocking, I would do like the bigger color blocking sections first, just so that it would give me a place where I can rest my hand if I needed to that wasn't on sticky, without having to place down a release paper or something. And I did not tilt my pen there, so let's realign those. And it's extremely rare that you will ever see me only place one drill, like single place with the single placer, if I'm not on camera, unless I'm doing a shading. And when I do shading, it's very different. So I was so sad about the whip and chat that I did the other day that ended up with no sound because I was working on this lovely woman's neck, which had a lot of the transitional shading, and I was able to go over my technique, what I thought was really clearly, and then it's gone. So I'm hoping to get to another section on one of these canvases where I could go over that method with you, or how I approach those types of areas. Um, Hopefully, if not this month, next month for sure. I don't even know, because I was planning on pulling a kit from the WIP graveyard out once I got this row done, but I then realized when I went to pull this out that I still haven't done February or March for the DAT calendar. I'm like, gosh darn it, I keep forgetting about it. So I wanted to get the DAT calendar done because that's where I think I'm going to store um, my subscribers' birth dates. So I can have one place to keep that has all that information so I can do the shout outs and all that stuff. And then, yes, all of this is done, it appears. Okay. What color should I do now? I think I'm going to do this one, which is this. Now, normally, I would just be moving the canvas, not myself, but I can't move the canvas because of the camera. And so I'm like, if you see me like looking like I'm like, what am I doing? It's because normally my chair stays where it's at. I just move the canvas where I want it. But alas, if I do that, I don't know if I will be on frame or in frame or not. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. I missed it. I dropped. There it is. Oops. Too many. All right, what else we got going on? I did buy the new kit by Mrs. Butter D this morning. As soon as I saw that, I was like, I need that. I need that so very much. And Trinity's favorite colors are like salmon, yellow, and teal. Like those are her favorite colors. Her favorite dog breed is the Shiba. She is one of the most musical people I've ever met in my life. She plays the guitar. She plays lots of instruments like piano, guitar. I, I, I think she said for this next concert that's coming up that she's in with the college and community bands, she's playing the vibraphone and something else that's in the percussion family. She gets really, really mad if people don't understand that a piano is a percussion instrument because you strike it. You strike the keys, and the keys then strike um, the strings. Yeah, piano is a percussion instrument. Not what I think of when I think of a percussion instrument, but hey, whatever. And so that, as soon as I saw the kit, I was like, own it. And I sent her a picture of it. She's like, oh my gosh. And then I was talking to Allison, my DP bestie, about it. And she's like, and I said, it's these three, you know, things about Trinity. She's like, oh, it's the Trinity of Trinities. And I'm like, oh, it's the Trinity of Trinity. So, yeah, we bought it. We bought it. I know April bought the new Margaret Morales. I haven't checked in to see if Allison purchased this morning. I was being a lazy bum on my day off. Me and Dip were snuggle buggling in bed. She said she just needed some cuddles this morning. I was like, okay, come on, baby. Oops. And so we did some snuggle time, and then I was like, okay, you gotta go outside because I have diamond paint, and you keep putting hair in my canvases, and no. No, 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 no. Oh, and I was watching it's like some reels because I was laying in bed, the dog, kind of bored, so you know how that goes. And I saw this one, and it was talking about how I guess a friend had asked this girl, are you the type of neurodivergent that has to have background noise or that cannot have background noise? And she's like, she has a philosophy that it's actually an ADHD thing, that it's how much of her brain is she using depends on if she can or can't have background noise going on. So, like, if your brain is your processor and the task she's required to do only uses, say, 25 to 50% of her brain, she needs to have something else going on to utilize and have her brain going at 100%. But if the task that she is working on requires like 95% of her brain, the top amount of stuff she's going to probably be able to deal with is you breathing. If it uses her full processing power, she's going to need you to leave. And I was like, that is so me. Because like Trinity will come in and she will ask me a question. And like it's utilizing my like all of my thinking power because it's normally like a medical question or some kind of question. And then she tries to continue to talk when my brain has already started processing. And I'm like, you need to not even breathe, talk, nothing. Shush. Because now I can't even process anything. Like my brain just says, no. It just shuts down. I was like, that is so true. But sitting here trying to like film a WIP and chat, I have a really, really hard time with it because I don't think I'm using all of my brain. My brain is telling me that there should be background noise happening because I'm not using enough of I'm not utilizing enough of my processor, right? But I cannot turn on my book. I cannot turn on music because of copyright issues and yada yada yada. Oh, I missed those two. Um, does that make sense at all? Because I kept thinking, well, maybe I just felt like I didn't know what to say. I can't think. My processor is not running at the proper speed. And I'm like, that is like the best analogy I have ever heard for how my brain works. So big fan of that. So I think a lot of the times that's why I forget to talk is because my brain starts doing other things to try to utilize a processor. And then next thing I know, I'm deep in thought and I forget I'm filming. I have to be careful because I also do that when I'm like filming the vlogs. I'll be driving and like I'll start going through my like to-do list or my checklist or whatever. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, the camera's rolling. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, the camera's rolling. And you just sat there staring at the window. I mean, I'm aware I'm driving, but like I'm just processing too many other things going on to have a conversation. And one-sided conversations can also sometimes be difficult for me. So I'm like, so that's just why sometimes when you hear me go, right, right, I'm answering for you guys because I need confirmation. I'm wondering if I wouldn't have been happier using my Bella Max tray using this method, since it's wider and I don't have to shake out my drills as often. I didn't even think about anything because I was using all of the tools that I had planned to use with this kit because of how the color scheme works together. But I'm wondering if the Max tray would be a better option for this method. It might be. It very well might be. I dropped it. I felt it. It's going to be 7. And like a lot of time when I'm doing this is oops, I must have dropped it. I'm counting drills and so I'll be like count, count in my head. And I have to be careful because I'll say it out loud. For real. Say it out loud. Like, say it loud, say it bad. I need 7 drills right here. I'm using my multi-placer. I need 7 drills. So what else is going on? So yeah, San Francisco yesterday. Cardiologist wants Trinity to start with a abdominal binder for her POTS. So basically what that does is it constricts her middle. So when she stands up, the blood doesn't drop to her feet and she doesn't continue to hit the floor. So what happens is she stands up, her heart rate goes through the roof, her blood pressure goes plummets, and down she goes. Fun times. The first time it happened, she had got up too fast, walked over to the refrigerator, and by the time she got to the refrigerator, she just passed out. She just dropped like a wash rag that someone just straight down. I was like, what just happened? I mean, she didn't fall over like a tree. She just like crumpled. And it's only for a couple of seconds, but you're like, why did my kid just pass out? What just happened? And like most of us have experienced like minor bits of it when you stand up too fast and you get lightheaded and woozy. Well, for Trinity, it happens more severely every single time she stands up. I'm like, okay. Well, at least I know. But the problem is she has Ehlers-Danlos, as do I, but everything I have, she has like worse. It's like I have the light version, she has the version. Well, I was off on that one. So, if you're unaware of what Ehlers-Danlos is, there's multiple types. We're type 1. Or not type 1, type 3. But basically, it's a connective tissue disorder. Our collagen doesn't work right, basically. We scar funny, and there's issues. We're super flexible. We have really long arms. Like abnormally long arms for our bodies. And it sucks because like when I was younger, I was like, I can't buy any shirts that don't make me look like I'm wearing 3/4 sleeves. It just drove me nuts. Because like there really isn't a big and tall section for women. There's like what's it called? Lane Bryant, but Lane Bryant thinks that if you're a chubby girl, you have big boobs. There are some of us that are chubby girls that do not indeed have big boobs. We have itty bitty boobs. And so you go to try to buy something there and you can't fill out the top. You're like, well, that was sad. Like, I already knew I didn't have a lot of boob, but damn. All my shirts be half empty. I don't enjoy this. What else we got? So yeah, we went to that, and when she also has to start salt tablets because they want to quantify her salt intake. We were already quantifying her water intake. She drinks up to 2 gallons a day. Because if she doesn't, bad things happen. They had her at 1 gallon, and she said, not enough. She would fall down and she gets dehydrated real easy. She's like, nope. She goes, I'll just drink all the water. I'll drink all the water if it means I don't pass out. I'm like, okay, drink the water. What else? So that was yesterday. I did, like I said, I did 4 sessions of diamond painting last night, but they were, nope. I did 3 sessions. Nope. I did 14, 15, 16. So boxes or sections 14, 15, 16 on 2 kids. I don't know. No, because I had worked ahead because I finished February Avatar section too. So that's done for the month. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, I don't think I want to work ahead on that one. I do, but I don't. And ooh, Allison, I use the stylus you sent me. She sent me the stylus with the tablet. Oh, liked that. Liked that a lot. My little fat fingers weren't marking the wrong thing. I was like, yeah. Far less mistakes because of the chunk of my fingers. Okay, now you're just pissing me off. Get off. Put my head down where there wasn't release paper. Have to go to work tomorrow like normal. Oh, I did the youngest. Yeah, no. Second youngest is taxes this morning. I'm like, she's single, no kids, doesn't own her own house. Super easy taxes. So we got those done. She's happy. That's Miss Lexi, and she starts school, I guess, next week. She's going in for the, I want to say CRNA program. I think she wants to do critical care nursing. So she got into her first step of that. So I think she said she starts classes next week. So it's like, well, make sure you have the 1099 or 1098T for me next year. So she put it on her list. That's my little list maker. She has a list on her phone of anything she knows she's going to get a tax document for throughout the year. She puts it on the tax list. So then when it comes tax time, she goes over her list and checks it off. Did I get this? Did I get that? And then once she has all her list, she sends everything to me one time. That child is after my heart right there, let me tell you. And I think she said she's coming down to California next week. She's going to a concert with her cousin Julian. And so we'll probably go catch dinner or something. I told her, I said, I'm sorry, honey, but I am working like all the days. I work all the days. She's like, oh, you're lucky you have time to do your taxes. Oh, how did I miss this whole session, you guys? I went right around. I bet Kathy's over there going, Summer, Summer. I found it, Kathy. I found it. I found it. And then I got to laughing because Alice, I had bought this budget kit a while back. And it was like a special drill project. And it was like this little crafty girl. But there were scissors just in the air. Just open scissors, just floating in the air. And so Alice dubbed it the flying scissors canvas. And so when they had that video where my scissors were all over the place and Kathy was like, I'm gonna buy you smaller scissors, you have me scared. Alice was like, I see you too have flying scissors. I was like, oh my gosh, I do. I do have flying scissors. So like every fiber in my being is telling me to start something to make noise beside me. Something needs to be making noise that isn't me. Gotta zip. I fixed the headband because it's trying to fall down my head. But legit, because there's no sound. And I'm like, I don't even know what I could put on in the background. I wonder if I could, like, make a video of my music I'm allowed to use with my editing software. Just like a sound clip, and then play that like real low in the background, maybe. I wonder if that would appease my little brain. I don't know. Any suggestions, you guys? Anything you do where you like need more stimulus than what you're getting, but you're have to be careful about what stimulus you use due to, I almost said noise pollution. I don't think noise pollution is the right word. I'm gonna have one of those days. Having one of those days. That's 7. I'm right. Sorry if there's a glare. You guys, if you've been on the channel for any length of the time, you know my eyeballs say, no. I called to make an appointment and they're supposed to be calling me back. There was they had to check with the doctor because she thinks I have to have a longer appointment because of the uveitis. So I'm assuming I should hear back early next week on if I do have to have a longer appointment. I guess she said she wants to check on how he wants to bill it. Okay. I want to be able to see, and I'm not seeing well. I'm not seeing well at all. I feel like every day my eyesight in my right eye is getting worse. I'm like, this could be bad. This could be real bad. And did you know that you're not disabled if you're blind in one eye? You have to be blind in both eyes to be disabled. Just FYI. Because I was wondering about that. I'm like, will they take my driver's license if I go legally blind in one eye? No. No, indeed, they do not. So just so you know, you have to be blind in both eyes before they take your driver's license. Because I was like, what would I do? Like, apparently be buying one of those giant magnifying glasses to diamond paint. That's number one. Because I don't know what I would do if I couldn't diamond paint. I mean, for reading, there's audio books, but there's not audio diamond painting. I'd be like, wait. Very, very sad. Would be so sad. Oh, that's one short. Miscount. In case I didn't say it, I am using a Norse Alchemist Jagged Edge Etsy turnstile on my pen. And I have a 7-tip multi-placer from Diamond Art Club on this end with the Art Dot Blue petty in it. And then on the single side, I have just a random brass placer that I stole out of one of these pens and put in with a glue dot. And I don't use I think they call them the micro glue dots. I use the minis, which is like the size between the micro and the regular. And it only takes one for me. And it fits perfectly. I don't know. What else? Oh, the tray that I am using is from Yellow Dog Designs. I already said that the release paper is by Crashly, I believe, but Allison bought it, so I did not. I'm almost positive. No cover minder, using my generic Elizabeth Ward storage off of Amazon. Anything else? You know, Ricardo. Let's see what else we got going on. Oh, Trinity got her trigger point injection on Thursday, and that she went with my mom instead of me. So that was the first time she went and had like a procedure or shots done without me. She was supposed to technically go alone, but Grandma said, "Oh, not my baby." Did I get him on? See, I have a hard time because I keep seeing the hourglass, and it draws my eye about just as much as the. I call it Minecraft Steve. I think that's it. So we'll reset that down here. And we'll do the hourglass. Maybe. Is there not as many hourglass over here? Because these are the stars. Yeah, there's some hourglass. Okay. I have a blue hitchhiker in there. I feel like I haven't done anything today, but I am so tired. And I finally slept well last night. Like for the first time in a long time, I slept good last night. I was like, praise the Lord. For the last few weeks, it's been lay down, fight to fall asleep for hours, finally get to sleep between 3 and 4, and I'm back up at 5:36. And I'm like, no, don't want to. Tried all my normal tips and tricks, and nothing was working. I was like, me, do naked. I slept so good last night. I'm like, well, if you're sleeping good, maybe you should take another nap. I'm like, don't take a nap, because then you probably won't sleep well tonight after your nap, and you have stuff to do tomorrow. Okay. I took a nap a couple weeks ago, and that's what set everything off. Like my whole sleep schedule was disrupted from there. Like, Summer, you can't take naps. Bad things happen. Your circadian rhythm doesn't know what it's doing. Oh. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, leave me alone. No, Kathy's gonna be like, excuse me, did you just do this? And Gabby's gonna start singing with me, so Gabby started singing along. You can sing it to the bank. Trying to think of what else is going on in my life. Diamond painting, working. It's tax season. I bought one of those Elon Musk. Well, I think it was the Elon Musk generic. Oh, where did that just drop to? Right there. Come here. Go there. Got one of the Elon Musk esque like plug-in wall heater, like heater, so it like plugs into like your outlet, like a little like Glade plug-in. But those little suckers are working, and they weren't very expensive. And apparently they don't use that much heat. I'll let you know when my PG&E bill comes, or my power bill. California, we don't really get an option. It's you got PG&E. Um, they have a monopoly. That dropped, and I don't know where it fell, but I heard it fall. Well, hell. It'll either show up or it won't, right? I think I might need to redo the putty in my pen because I've been cheating. Does anyone else do that where like you just keep adding more putty on top instead of changing it out? See, I have this little bit of putty right here. So I take it and I roll it back out like that, right? And I just take my pen. I think I should be. And I just stab it in. And I push until like I can actually see the. And I just peel it all around. Then I stick my little ball over here beside me and go back to it. Need to cheat it. Don't want to take the time to. Where did it go? Right here. Don't want to take the time to pull it out and start over. Not right now. I'm in the middle of something. Let's see. Oh, you know what I was talking about the other day and the WIP and chats didn't happen? Is organ donation and blood donation. So, I quit smoking over 2 years ago because I had planned on donating my liver, not my liver, wrong thing, kidney to my brother. My dad needed the liver, but he wouldn't take it. And then after I had quit smoking for a year and then started the process, then I found out that they wouldn't take my dang kidney because back in like 2012, 2011, sometime back then, I had the gastric bypass. And I'm like, y'all couldn't have told me that before I quit smoking that these things, disqualify you. There's not a list. So my mom was asking her doctor if she was too old to donate a kidney. And he's like, yeah, you're 71 years old. No one wants your kidney. She's like, oh, okay. My brother's on dialysis multiple times a week. And so I wanted to just give him one of my kidneys because I've never had any kidney problems. Pretty much healthy as a horse except for my eyeballs. Oh, and my blood sugar. I come from a family of diabetics. Like, they're all diabetic. Like, Trendy's on metformin already because she has, she's borderline. And because the family history is so bad of diabetes, they just went ahead and started her on metformin. And I do not have diabetes. I did, and then I had the gastric bypass, and then I have now become hypoglycemic. So my family all walks around with insulin, and I walk around with injectable glucose. It's a very weird little red case. And you carry injectable glucose with you. I also have the gel and the tablets and all that. It's just depending on how bad it got before we realize there's a problem, because I also have this thing called unawareness. So typically the cat is what tells me something's wrong. The cat comes and whoops my butt. When the cat comes and just won't leave me alone, I check my blood sugar, and 9 times out of 10, he's right. Like, I don't understand. Like, it'll wake him up out of a dead sleep, and he'll come down and just scream at the door if the door is shut, or climb me like a tree if I'm doing something. I'm like, okay, I will check my blood sugar. Stop it, Jack. Um, but I was really sad because I wanted to, number one, help my brother and my nieces. I don't want them to lose their father, because that was probably the most devastating thing that's ever happened in my life, and I was grown. It's my dad dying. And then, blah, blah, blah. When I was in my 20s and I was living in Kansas City, I had a friend named Michelle who had a baby boy who had to have a heart transplant. And I had never really thought about, if you need a heart transplant, and I hadn't really thought about that in depth until that point, because she came to me crying one day and she goes, how do I pray that someone else loses their baby so that my baby can live? And I was like, oh, snap. Because she was right. For her son to get a heart transplant, another child had to die. And that broke my heart. And so since then, I was very into, I learned more about organ donation and living organ donation, and what you need to do to make sure that your wishes are followed posthumously. Like, I want to donate my entire body to, number one, take everything you can to save as many people as you can. Like, even including my skin, take my skin, give it to burn victims, because they're at such high risk for infections. Yada yada yada. Take my cells, take my eyes, take whatever you need. Anything you can, take it and make someone else live. Do it, and then take everything else and use it for whatever research you need to help progress medical science to help people moving forward. That's my wishes. I just don't want to end up like a body farm. That creeps me out. Do not put me in a ditch somewhere and let people figure out, how bodies decay. I'm like, I can see the true crime junkies, wanting to do that, helping train the next profilers and all that, but I don't want to do that. No, thank you. No, I'm good. But for scientifically to help people, yeah, take my bones, take my nerves, take everything you need, and save as many people as you can, and then try to learn from the rest. That's the goal. And so I had ran into, because I had done a research paper on it, and I did a I don't know, I did something else, a paper on it in my 20s, and I had found this poem by Robert Test, and it is one of the most beautiful poems I've ever encountered in my life. And I will insert a picture of it here and leave it for a minute. Because when I try to read it, I cry, so we'll skip that. I cannot read it without crying. I don't know, but I can. So if you're not an organ donor, you might want to consider being an organ donor. The average wait time for someone needing a kidney is 6 years. 6 years. And the families live that entire time and fear. So, my little PSA for the day. I mean, do what you want, it's your body, but if you had never thought about it, do some research. Think about it. I ain't gonna be mad at you if you don't want to. I know there's a lot of people who are like, absolutely not. But if you're just indifferent, mark the spot on your driver's license and see someone's life. Ah, it fell, but I caught it. I found it at least. Come here. Been weighing heavily on my mind lately. Weighing heavily on my mind. I think maybe because knowing Trinity's heart's doing weird stuff again and reminded me of Michelle and her looking at me going, how do I pray for him to get a heart? If I know that by him getting a heart, some other mother is, bearing their child. And I was like, we need an adultier adult. I am not an adult enough for this question. I was like, I'm out of my depth here. I'm like, that is a over 40 person question, not a 20-some-year-old question. I need an adultier adult. I was like, I don't know, because I had never even considered that is basically what you're waiting for, someone else to die so you can live. And oh gosh, especially to think that, it's your baby. I don't know, y'all. I don't know, but I need to get on a happier topic or I will start crying again. He did get his heart, by the way, and the surgery went well. The kid's probably, gosh, in his 20s now. Good night. Because I was in my early 20s. And I'm not in my early 20s anymore. When I put the poll up for, like, what are we going to be called over in the Facebook group, and so far, Chaos Crew is winning. After I get an idea of what the people in the Facebook group are thinking, I will bring the top results over to do a poll here on YouTube. We shall see, we shall see. Because apparently I also need to get stuff figured out, because you can put like signs on your doors of your cabins on the cruise ship and like get matching shirts for your groups. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know, Allison told me, she's the cruiser. I am not a cruiser. Don't know what's happening. I'm just excited to be going. I'm like, it'll be my first time. I'm so excited. I will let you know that as soon as you do anything for a cruise, or you go to like the Carnival Cruise Lines, or whatever the cruise, whatever. If you go to one, you start getting all the ads for the cruises. I was like, I'm not interested in these other cruises. I want to do the cruise I signed up for first. Then we'll talk about future cruises. Stop bombarding me. Too many ads. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Stop it. I'm like at the most crookedest line I said here. Do you see to it right there? Oh, hold on one second. I have no idea what I was saying before my mother started bellowing my name. But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause you here, because I think it's been about an hour. And I will come back when I'm done with this and then in the video there. So, okay, and I'm back. And so now this entire section is done. Wait a minute. I lied. There's 3 drills not done. 3 drills. Oh no. Where did it go? Right there. Bum, bum, bum. Glad I felt that. Okay. Now this section's done. And then at this point, I just cut off this section, throw this in the trash. Let's move this. Okay. I have a mess. When do I not have a mess, you guys? Oops. Okay. So now, these, let go of me. Excuse me. All right. So now, the bottom 3 rows, so 1, 2, 3, you can see the lines right there. Those 3 are done. I only have these 12 sections to go here in the middle, but this top row is done, and I did that in one sitting. Now, it's been quite a few hours. We're talking probably 5 hours of diamond painting, but it was my day off, and I said, why not? But it was also quite a bit of line blocking and bitty 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 confetti, and not a whole lot of color blocking at all. So, yeah. I'm pretty happy with how she's turning out. When I get to this section, I will try to film another WIP and chat that shows how I do the gradual change. I think that might be a good area to do that. Since the last one didn't work out so well. And that will be the way, how I do it. All right, right there. Oh, okay. So thank you for joining me today. Just my weird, different little method for approaching a larger section. Because sometimes, you can do a larger section in a smaller amount of time if you. So instead of just doing this, I'm doing the color. You know what I'm talking about. So thank you so much for watching. If you'd be so kind as to boop my snoot. If you're new here, boop the snoot just means hit that like button. It's a quick, free, easy way for you to support the channel, and I think you're awesome when you do so. Also, feel free to share this video with anyone you think might gain enjoyment from it. I promise I won't be mad at you. As well as leave me a comment. What are y'all working on? Did y'all have a good weekend? Did anyone else buy from the new release on the 15th, like me? And April, I tried to talk to Allison while I was off camera, and she was a good girl and did not shop. She didn't shop. I don't think I'm gonna be that. I can't be as good as Allison. Dang it, I can't. And I already know what I want to buy next weekend at different shops. Gosh darn it. But other than that, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's also quick, easy, and free, and we'd love to have you over here. A little bit of chaos, a whole lot of fun. And until next time, I love y'all. Bye-bye.